Good job. I'm Amy the Bunny Lady, and this is my bunny teddy bear. Teddy for short. You're a cutie. And today we are going to talk about ways that you can waste less hay in your rabbit care. If you are new to our channel, welcome. We give tips and tricks for how to make sure you have a happy and healthy bunny in your home. So if that's the kind of thing you're interested in, go ahead and hit that subscription button and the notification bell next to it so you never miss any of our weekly videos. And while we're at it, don't forget to check out my merch. I have a bunch of cute t-shirts. I have a bunch of funny bunny t-shirts that you can get. A bunch of different designs. And they're on t-shirts, sweatshirts, tank tops, mugs, stickers, bags, whatever you want. So go ahead and check that out if you love bunny stuff. So it's no secret that with rabbits you end up going through a lot of hay. Not only is it the basis of their diet, it's very important to their health, but also rabbits tend to be kind of messy with it. They'll be picky, pick out the pieces that they like, and throw around the pieces that they are not so into. So you'll end up finding that there's a lot of hay that like your rabbit maybe threw into their litter box and peed on, or it's just strewn across the floor. And you end up feeling like you are wasting a whole lot of hay. Personally, it felt like I was wasting less when I just had Ellie. She was definitely a lot neater than Teddy Bear is. So I ended up needing to find ways to lift the hay off of the litter box floor so that Teddy won't pee all over it. I've also been experimenting with other techniques around the bunny room to see what I can do to reduce the amount of hay waste. Now, it's not perfect. The rabbits still throw hay around and end up having to clean up hay messes. I don't think you'll ever get to a point where you have zero hay waste, but it does seem to have reduced it a little bit. So the number one thing that I've done is by lifting the hay off of the floor of their litter box. So you will see here that I have these two little bins, basically open bins for the rabbits to eat from. A lot of the hay from that does end up in the litter box, but I will get to what I do about that in just a minute. That keeps at least the fresh hay from being like immediately urinated on, so that I don't have to keep putting more hay in through the day. It'll just be as they go through the hay and toss the pieces that they don't want to eat. Those are the ones that are going to end up at the bottom of the litter box, and then the fresh hay they can still continue to eat. Another thing I did was, instead of putting all of the hay in one spot right next to the litter box, I also added a couple of other hay bins around the room. So I reduced the amount of hay that they have directly in the litter box, and I have one hay bin in that I put orchard hay in over in one corner of the room, and I have another big hay tower thing that I put more Timothy hay in for them to eat. And this keeps it away from the litter box. This means that when they're getting hay in other places, they're actually not urinating on it, even if they are tossing it around. So I can still collect that hay that they've tossed around and put it back into the bin. Using the orchard hay in one part also was surprisingly good, because my rabbits actually will just completely eat up the orchard hay. They treat that one like a treat. Maybe it's sweeter than the Timothy hay, I'm not sure. But that means that I'm no longer wasting any of the orchard hay, whereas before, when I would put it in the litter box with the Timothy hay, they'd end up wasting some of it because they would end up pulling it out and peeing on it, depending on what they felt like eating at the moment. Whereas now, orchard hay, it's pretty much not wasted at all. And then the other thing that I do is at the end of the day, after they've kind of picked out the best pieces, what I'll do is I'll just kind of shuffle the hay around a little bit. I will take the hay off the ground that they have managed to throw around, and the hay that's still inside the tower, and the hay that's still inside the bins, and I will just shuffle it around with my hands, move it around so that different pieces are up front. And this will make it more likely to kind of look like fresh hay. Your rabbit might be able to find pieces that they couldn't find before that they like, and that make it more likely that your rabbit will still go for it, even though it's technically not like a fresh batch of hay. It's just what they had earlier in the day. So just kind of moving it around and shaking it up so that your rabbit will have more interest in it. Now the hay that they throw into the litter box, so they have hay next to the litter box, and I do that because that actually encourages better litter box habits. If they have hay next to the litter box, rabbits like to eat and poop at the same time, so they're more likely to have good litter box habits. So I like to keep it there anyway. But they do throw hay onto the bottom, and that does end up being wasted. But what I've realized was instead of seeing it as waste, you can view it as basically extra litter. So I've started actually using less actual litter in the litter box because the hay doubles as that. So as I go through the day, they throw hay into the litter box and pee on it, and that just becomes part of what is soaking up their urine. And it means that the bag of litter can last longer and I don't need to spend more in that area. So the hay just kind of doubles as litter in that case. So it's not quite going to waste, at least as much as it used to. And then the last tip I have for you to encourage your rabbit to eat more hay every day and waste less of it is to feed them fewer pellets. Make sure that you only give them the amount of pellets that they need. Rabbits don't need a whole bowl full of pellets. Most rabbits will do fine with just about a quarter cup of pellets a day. And then once they're done, they'll have the hay to munch on for the rest of the day. But limiting the pellets will mean that your rabbits will be able to nibble on the hay instead of always going for the pellets. Because 9 times out of 10, when a rabbit has a choice, they'll prefer their pellets to the hay. So it's a good idea to limit the pellets to a healthy amount. If you want more information about healthy amounts of pellets, I do have a Diet 101 video you can check out that will give you more specific information about what your rabbit's diet should be. And if you do want more tips and tricks for how to better take care of your rabbit, or little hacks that I've found in my daily life, things that I'm trying, like figuring out how to waste less hay, then you can join my mailing list. When you first sign up, that you'll also get a Bunny Basics mini ebook thing that has everything from what you need to know about your rabbit's diet to bonding with your rabbit, rabbit behavior, those kinds of things. So you can download that with the first email. And you'll get like a little mini welcome series to make sure that you have all of the basics you need to have a very happy and healthy bunny in your home, because that's what we care about here. Definitely check that out. It's at bunnylady.com/newsletter. I'll put a link for you. And thank you so much for watching. I do hope that we will see you next time.